What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Arias in the Nation, and we have a super special guest on the channel today, Tiffany from Purple Butterfly with the Broken Wing. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Welcome, welcome. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you for carving out the time to be on the channel.
Thanks for having me.
My goodness, we've guys behind the scenes. We've talked a lot. We've tried to set this up for a little while now.
Yes.
You know, and it's finally the planets aligned and we're able to do this. But there's a massive. We would have had you on. Was it last weekend? But you did something super epic. Where were you?
I went to go see NF.
That's awesome.
Which it's so funny because people that know, they know. People that don't are like, who?
What is NF?
I know. I like people when I posted it, they're like, I'm sorry, who is NF? And then I'm like, how do you pronounce his last name? Because
yeah,
I forget. I'm just like, he's a Christian that's a rapper. He doesn't like to be referred to as a Christian
rapper. Yeah, but he's mad talented. Like,
oh my, this is my second time.
We on my other channel, we started like 2 years ago. We started going down that rabbit hole.
I wish I could have done that.
You know,
it would have been so epic.
But it's somewhere along the way. You know how rabbit holes go, especially on a YouTube channel. Sometimes people are there for it, sometimes they're not, and it's unfortunate.
It just depends on your audience and what they want to. They lead you, and then you're just where you are.
Yep, exactly. I think I've every video I've been what is it like that goes against the grain of what I've usually had on the channel. Absolutely tanks.
And trust me, when I did Ronnie, mine totally tanked. I was like, look, I know you guys don't like this.
Yeah.
But I am going to be selfish right now.
Yeah. I've only had
I love Ronnie.
I've only had a couple of those. When I say a couple, I'm maybe one that has done better than expected, and that was my Electric Callboy. My first reaction to Electric Callboy. That was the only one.
My first reaction to Electric Callboy got my other channel taken down. Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, awesome.
Hypa.
They blew me away, and no one.
Awesome.
That was one of the things that no one like requested.
Well, and I was like, that was my dad sent this to me because my dad joined my Patreon, and I'm like,
yes,
you don't have to join. You literally are family.
You're a patron of the family.
Well, he has always wanted to do this, but he works 60 hours a week. So he was like, I want to contribute and also get requests that are above everyone. Then he's like, but don't say I'm your dad. I'm like, I am so throwing you under the bus.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh,
but man. I remember like when he sent it to me, I'd had 2 requests for really like slow songs. And I'm like, you know, you have to be in the mood for certain songs.
Yes.
So then when I got this and I turned it on, I'm like, what in the 80s workout video? Business in the front, party in the back is going on here.
I was like, I would love to have a drink with those dudes any day.
Oh my
God.
Any
day.
It would be a mess.
It would be, yeah. I would probably end up having alcohol poisoning.
Probably.
You know, but no, those guys know how to party, and their newest song is epic.
I just got my highest views right now.
It's ridiculous. Their newest song is epic. I felt bad because my video like drug on so long because I was like, I'm here for the premiere.
Well, I was so jealous that you got to do that because I'm like, great. My lunch is at noon and it premieres at 11, and I'm like, whatever. But it was like the anticipation was like killer.
It was crazy because I've been on the baby metal journey, which has opened my eyes to. Absolutely, maybe that's the time to start it because I mean they're flooding droves.
They're flooding me, trust me. They're
and I'm like,
how do you not know who they are? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I go where people lead me, so I've never been led to that direction.
You know, it's funny how like when you jump on into like the reaction side of things, it's like you have your blinders on, and for me, people don't understand. Like, how could you not know who like Electric Callboy is? Like, bro,
I did not.
my life revolved around British rock and nostalgic British content for 3 effing years, on top of being a dad to a newborn then, or 1-year-old then, if the math checks out. I can't math right now.
How old is your son?
He's 5.
5. Okay.
So, like, we started in 2021. So my
Gotcha.
blinders on YouTube has just been focused on the one thing we were doing on the other channel. And
Yeah.
so everything else doesn't like happen. So I didn't know. And I just stepped on this landmine. I'm like, "Oh my god, this is nuts."
Well, when you watch, you don't realize behind the scenes everything that goes on until you actually do this. And I mean, I literally watched, like, Rack and Road was the first reaction channel that I started watching
Mhm.
years ago. And then I like started to watch it all the time. And my fiance is like, "Why are you watching this all the time?" And I'm like, "I want to do this because there's not enough rock in the US and I
Yeah.
wanted to broaden my horizons." So I was like, I watched it and watched it because my 23-year-old, I know I shouldn't have a 23-year-old look, everybody thinks he's, we're boyfriend and girlfriend when we go out and he's like, ew. But
Oh my goodness.
but when he was coming for Christmas, he could set me up, so and then when
Yeah.
I got set up, I'm like, "Oh my god, this is so much."
There's a lot. Like, you don't it's people don't understand all the the little things. The
I
little things. It
know.
all comes down to even like clicking a button. I've done reactions where I forgot to put my sound on.
Me too.
And I'm there like a dumbass, just like, I just released it because I don't have patience, and I released it, and I released a silent movie. The music was there, but
Oh,
my voice was gone.
I release things that are not even the correct thing.
Love that. Love that.
And then my Patreons are like, "Hey, buddy." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Thank
This
you.
is
I
this
love
is
you."
not this song. It's like
And I'm
or I've once you start building up enough of a catalog, be careful, because the stuff you've done in the very beginning, you can only retain so much. Like,
I
you can only memorize so much stuff.
I remember everything from the '90s, but not from yesterday.
Yeah, I'm with you on that 1,000,000%. I I did another reaction to a song I had done, and someone was like,
I have done that as well, so
and
it's
like,
fine. It was a
"Is this the
different
second
version
time?"
though,
Oh,
and
okay, cool.
I'm like, "Why does this sound so familiar?" And I'm like, "Oh,
Oh,
that's why."
that's why.
Duh.
Great. Super.
Just
Super.
wasted 15, 20 minutes of my life I'll never get back.
You know, but it's interesting that you bring up like the slower songs, like the big, like, I would call them like bigger songs. Like, you're on your Nightwish journey, right?
Also, thank you, Dad.
And it's we don't get that kind of music over here in the US. Like, no one outside of the US,
No.
like, don't you guys don't understand it. We are bombarded with
Oh, so
insane music all over the place, like
it's insane.
commercials, radio, like all that. Even though I don't like radio, but even our, like, let's say I use Amazon Music to listen to music, our
Mhm.
cultivated playlists, our playlist for you, never include anything that sounds remotely like Nightwish.
No, I mean, my first reaction to them was, oh gosh, what is the one that everybody reacts to? I can't even remember. Oh, Love
Is it
Scorn?
Ghost Love Score?
Yes, yes. And I was like, "What is going on here?" Because I've never ever heard anything like that, and I'm like, and then when she came on, Flora, I'm like,
Yeah,
She is like a Viking princess." And then when she sang, I'm like,
yeah. That
"That
it
the voice does not match. I don't know what's going on here."
the arrangement, just the concept behind that type of music was so mind-boggling. I'm like, why does this work? Who
It
had the
does.
genius idea to
Thomas.
put those that genre together like that? Because it strangely works, because both, like, I
It
would
does.
say, symphonic music
I
and
don't
metal are big, and it
I
makes
don't think
sense.
that everybody can do it though.
No,
Like, it's just like with Ronnie, like not everybody can do what he does and it sounds okay.
no. Well, he's a chameleon. He's just a chameleon. Like, there's a few artists that just you cannot box. You
No.
cannot put a genre box
Like,
in
what
every
genre of music is this? Ronnie
yes.
Radke.
Yeah, or just, yeah, all of it, whatever it is. And but we've come, I feel like we've had some very similar rabbit holes that we've I hate this word. It always trips me up, and it
I
makes me
say
look like a dumbass.
musical journey is what I
Musical
call it.
journey. The
Yes,
musical journeys that we have taken share a lot of similarities,
they do.
you know? Um, and it's so unique. It's so like refreshing, honestly.
It is
Eh,
because there's nothing like that here.
no, no,
So,
and people don't get that. They're like, oh, America, you guys live under a big rock. Like, yeah, 100%. It's because I feel like we export music. We don't really import.
no. And everything is just now, it just seems like it's most like all of it's so repetitive. And I'm like the reason why I started this is because I'm like, my playlist is stuck in like the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s and it ends like in the early 2000s,
Yeah, yeah,
And I'm like, so I did this because I wanted more music because, me and my dad, he was a musician, music has
that's
always been a
awesome.
big part of my life. So I'm like, I wanted to explore it. This is
Well,
the best way.
it's great. Like I love that we can share this space, and you listen to a song, I'll listen to the same song, and we'll have completely different takes on a song. And I love that. I feel like the more creators, the more reactors that we have, like it strengthens the community,
Yes,
you know?
definitely. And it would be amazing. Like you can watch 15 different people react to the same song and everybody's got a different take or
Yeah.
reaction or things they pick up that I didn't pick up. And I'm like, why didn't I notice
Yeah.
that or see
Yeah.
that or hear that or, you
A-
know?
and honestly, I love the people that comment. Like they are so knowledgeable, like to a T, and they'll let you know everything. Like, oh, this person
Trust
was
me.
this person's grandmother's aunt that met someone by the mailbox. You didn't know
I
that? And I'm like, whoa.
literally, I mean, when I reacted to Sabaton,
Hmm.
the one I forget the name of it. I can't think. My memory is horrible, but it was the one with the two gentlemen in the plane, and it was like animated. I don't know if you've ever heard that one or not.
That's like I wish I'm like be more specific. I wouldn't. I probably don't know.
I would have
I
to,
would have
but
to.
in
Yeah.
any which way, in the comments, at the end, I feel like they're my history lesson. Like I never was interested in history
No.
until I listened to them, and I'm like, if they would have played this, I would have totally listened to history then.
1,000,000%.
But like at the end, one of the gentlemen that was in the actual video, his daughter was at the end, like thanking Sabaton and stuff. She commented on my
That's super
reaction,
cool.
you
That's
know,
super cool.
and they let me know, she watches this, so be prepared that she might. And I was like, I felt so privileged that she did.
Yeah, that's super like touching. Like you
It's
never.
just connect with so many different people all over the world.
It's amazing. Like you never know who's watching you. You
No.
never know who's watching at any point. And it's I'm trying to get not stray too much from this idea because I want to touch on something
Okay.
that is very interesting. It's like Sabaton, absolutely an amazing band. Never
Yeah.
heard anything like that
No, me
at
neither.
all. My history teacher would be so proud of me
I
singing
know.
along to these songs that I'm basically reciting history lessons.
Yeah, most of their songs make me cry.
They're massive. They're
I
massive.
I just feel like it's just so sad, so much death, and, people forget, but they are bringing it to light so people
Yeah.
can remember, which is
Yes.
really, really good.
Yes. It's just Sabaton, the whole like concept behind who they are just intrigues me so much. It's like
Yes.
so riveting because I love history. Like I tell people, I've never bought a World War II book ever in my life, but as I get older, I've absorbed one. It's right fucking there.
Nice.
I never bought that. I don't
Yep.
know where I got that.
Thank you, Sabaton.
Yeah. And I'm just like, oh, hey, let me just no. It's pretty crazy how music just like it expands. How do I say this without sounding too crazy?
Well,
Like,
it just like things that you would have never, because music touches people and you focus so much on what's going on. And if that's something you're interested in and you insert something that you may not have had an interest in, then you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
yeah,
It's like you know? I would
It's
have never known all that stuff.
and it's crazy because once I don't know about you, but as soon as I do like a reaction to something, I'll search for that reaction to that song and just see what other people had to say about
I do
something.
the same. I won't look at it beforehand though, because
No.
I can't, like, I hate sometimes when I have fellow reactors and I'm like, I can't look at it
Yeah. Yeah.
because I don't wanna look at it before because it's not a genuine reaction.
Exactly. Or I'll leave a comment and like I
I'll
can't
just like
watch
you,
this.
and that's it, I'll go by.
Like I can't watch this to the end. I will watch it back later, but I'll
I will
stay for
go
the
in, like, getting
intro.
high.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. And but it's funny how like YouTube's landscape has completely changed. When you're like a reactor and you're looking for content to that people request and
So much
comment, and it's
stuff.
just like your blinders have to be on because you don't want to accidentally stumble onto something that someone might request. It's like I'm like I have to stay in my two
Well
channels.
I'm blessed that my Patreon subscriber goes through my comments and puts it on a list for me and
Oh, that's
emails it to
awesome.
me because
That's
he
awesome.
knows that he doesn't want me to get overwhelmed and, they try to help us. I'm like, "You really don't have to do that." He's like, "I don't mind." I'm like, "Okay."
That's a blessing
Yeah,
because
he's awesome.
honestly, combing through the comments, like in the very
It's
beginning,
so hard.
of my channel, I read and hearted every comment, but then I shut myself in the foot because once I heart and like something, guess what? That comment disappears. It goes,
Really?
it doesn't disappear. It goes onto the videos, um, comments, right? But I
Oh,
won't
okay.
be notified. So I'm not, how do I say it? I have the YouTube studio, right?
Yeah, me
YouTube
too.
studio. And
Mhm.
then you won't see that comment again. And like if they see a comment and you're like, heart it, like it, where
But
was that comment?
if they respond back, it doesn't notify you either.
Nope.
So,
Nope.
there's no way. Like, if they tell you something, you will never know unless you go into YouTube and go onto your notifications
Yes.
and yes, so much.
It's absolutely crazy. So I've gotten to the habit of screenshotting comments. I'm just like,
Yeah.
yeah, there you
Oh,
go. There you go.
trust me. My phone's like, listen, Linda, we're at our max. Okay.
Like, don't you have family pictures? Like, not anymore.
I know.
Not anymore.
I look through it and I'm just like, oh, this is
It's
screenshots.
all screenshots. You're
Oh,
like, oh my
there's a
God.
dog, there's a kid. Screenshots of YouTube.
Everything else. And I'm like, oh my God. But no, it's pretty unique to be on like this side of things. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of any creator that actually has the guts to get out there and jump on this side of things. Because
Oh,
it's
it's
for me,
not
it
for the
was
weak at
not
heart.
easy. No,
No.
no, you gotta have thick
Oh,
skin.
oh yeah. Oh, trust me. I've had comments. Ooh, ooh.
Yeah. I kind of want to go to like the held for review, like that dark section of the um of the dashboard and just do like a bad comment read video and
Well,
just
that's actually one of the reactors that I follow, Vibe Reacts.
mhm.
He screenshots the worst comment and he'll like and he does like what his response is.
Yeah, that's great. Oh
It is
my God.
hilarious.
Eh, That's something that I'm just like, oh my God. But most of the time, I've been very fortunate. Like most of the time, it's just links, tons of links. And I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
God, people care enough to put a link in the comment and it just gets
Yes.
bloop, gone.
Yep.
And I'm like, people think, I hate when people think like I'm deleting comments. I'm like, guys, I don't have that time. I do
Nope.
not have time to delete comments.
No, trust me. I mean, the only thing I may delete if it's something really, really negative,
Yeah. Yeah.
because especially with Nightwish, because the feud over different front
Yes.
people, and it
Yeah.
gets very heated sometimes.
It
And
does.
I have to step in like, look, everybody brought their own talent. Be positive and be respectful. If this person wasn't here, then it wouldn't be where it is right now.
Yep. Yep.
So
It's
respect everybody for what they brought to the table.
and that's the one thing I love that my journey started with Nightwish. and and out of all the bands I've had on the channel so far, I think I've covered them the most. Like,
Oh, you
I
go on mine, that's all it is.
yeah, and
Because
I'm fine with that.
Patreons, my Patreons is all they request.
Yep.
So, I mean, I gotta do what they
And it's
request.
and it's crazy how long they've been around and how much of a history as a band that they have. And it's like, holy crap, that rivals a lot of the older bands that I rocked with. You're
Yeah, I
like,
mean,
whoa, this is
well, I went backwards. I went all the way to the beginning,
yeah.
just to see where they started. So, I mean, I watched one of their first music videos
Was
that I
Tomas
reacted to.
singing in that one?
It was bad.
Yeah, it was, and I think everyone can agree that
I was
that
like,
moment,
I love you, but
yeah,
just play the
it's
piano and make the music, bro.
it's just at that moment they realized what direction, and they're gonna have a front woman.
They
At
were
that
like, "You know
moment, it was
what?"
like, okay,
They were like, "Okay, so you're gonna just play the piano."
yeah, which I everyone can
I
agree
would
on that.
Yes, I would love to be inside his brain. Have you watched the movie that they have?
Not the movie. I have not watched the movie yet. I've
It is
watched like the documentaries.
No, I watched the whole movie. It was insane. I'm
Really,
like, oh my, like to be in Thomas's brain. I'm like, he is just a genius. I mean, it was just
Uh,
amazing.
I I can only imagine because
Yeah.
for someone to orchestrate all of this, that is
I mean,
Nightwish is just the next level. It's a
yeah.
composer level, like
Yes.
not part of a band,
Nope.
not the keys, like composer level. Like
Yes.
that's where he resigns, like
Yeah,
resides.
100%. I mean, I've watched the documentaries and stuff, but my dad really wanted me to watch the movie, and so did everybody else. And
Mhm.
when I watched it, I was just like, this is
It's
insane.
it's different. It's different.
Yes.
Like there's no I cannot even draw a comparison to any one of the bands
No.
that I've known growing up with. And I'm like, this is just a different level.
Yeah, they're unlike any band I've ever
Yeah.
seen.
Now aside from Nightwish, right? Um, what has been one of your biggest, I would say, like one of your biggest shocks discovering, aside from Nightwish? I feel like, yeah, okay. Everyone in the
Um,
Nightwish community knows where we cut our teeth.
Love Bites.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was like,
Like,
I'm
like
like, so let me get this straight. You guys are gonna completely rock my face off with high heels on, jealous of that, and make it look effortlessly like you just do this every day.
yeah. It's
I'm
like a
like,
Monday for them.
they're like, oh, okay, this is what we're gonna do. And I'm like, I love and hate you at the same time.
Yeah. I've
Very jealous.
just in awe. I'm like, man, what? And this
I
has
mean,
been happening for how
the whole time,
long?
so
And
long. I'm like, I feel so stupid.
it's like,
Like
where have I been, dude?
under a rock somewhere.
Yeah, that's what it is. And I get so like anxious before I have a new band on the channel. I'm like, great. Like, because I'm
Yes.
already I'm already preparing. They've been around since 1972. Like, Jesus. You
And I'm
don't
like,
know?
I know, because when like even with Nightwish, when I reacted, my like the first one, my dad's like, "Oh, wait until the general comes in," and
Yeah.
I'm like, they have a general.
I wish I
I'm like, what is going on here?
Yes. We all get a visit from the general. It's like
5 minutes
car
later, I'm
insurance.
on the phone with him, and I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah, got it.
Gabriel. Yeah.
Yep, yep. Is it he mean the guy that writes the long book? Yeah,
I
got
was
it.
like, it's like this long.
Yeah.
I was like,
Scrolling for days. But that's everything you need to know.
I was like,
Yeah.
thanks, bro.
I commend him and I applaud the Nightwish Army for electing him
It's
general
gotta be
master
hard.
because you get all the information up front. And I wanted to personally thank him for not separating into different comments. Like
Oh my
leave
gosh, it would have been
leave
insane.
leave the literature. Love it. Thank you. Appreciate it. You
Well,
know.
and can you imagine the amount of notifications he gets a day?
Oh man. Oh man. But I would hope and pray, and I really think this. I hope and pray he has that prompt just saved
Oh,
as a
he's got
copy and
to.
paste because I
Yeah.
couldn't imagine him like writing
Well,
that out.
I think the funniest thing is when Floor reacted to Nightwish, he came in, did the comments.
That's awesome.
I
That's
was like,
awesome.
This is so epic.
He's just like, it doesn't matter. It's
He's
Nightwish.
like,
Here it is.
he's like, Flor Janssen, your reaction has summons me. And I'm like, pretty sure she knows all the information, but
Did you know? I love that though.
it was funny.
That's top tier.
Yes.
But yeah, no, the whole Japanese rock scene is
It's
mind
insane.
blowing. It's mind blowing, and you just got a taste of baby metal with
Oh, trust
and
me.
I'm like, oh, that's
Comments
a
like this.
yep, that's a beast. That's a
Oh, it's
beast.
called the Foxhole.
Yes, the foxhole, 100%.
Yes.
I
Never seen so many fox emojis.
Yeah, no, I didn't know they had one until I was like, what in the whoa? Okay, we're out here
Well,
now.
Nightwish is the same. It's or not Nightwish, Love Bites. They have the little wolf or whatever. I'm
Yeah.
like, I didn't even know that was on here.
Yeah, we got wolf, foxes, Nightwish armor. We gotta come up with an emoji.
Oh, I know. I have a butterfly, but it's not purple.
Oh no, man. Well, it's all right. Well, maybe that we'll adopt that.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah, guys, if you guys don't know, we are doing this thing. Make sure before I have to put this in there. The links for her channel, Tiffany's channel, are right in the description. I feel like I need to do this like more often. Tell people that the description is where you can find stuff. Which
Yeah, people don't always pay attention to that.
They don't click the more. And I feel like a broken record. Every time I have different people on, I'm like, you just click more. And it's like it's all there. It's all there.
Well, I try to instruct people when I do, reactions. I'm like, see how I'm enclosing this? See how I'm clicking subscribe and the bell?
That thing.
That is how that happens. So when they drop content, I will know.
Yes. And also, don't forget, she's running a deal on her subscribe button. It is free, guys.
Free.
It is free.
Free.
What? Can't beat that.
I know. I'm just
that.
like, you get a button, and you get a button, and you get a button.
You can hit it all you want. But
yes.
What else do you I feel like I don't know. What I'm trying to say is like hold on, let me gather my thoughts. All right. There's a lot of stuff that we can go different. Oh,
how old are you?
I think I'm 38.
Okay, I'm 42, so I'm older. So I have more of a reason to forget things.
I think 1987. I'm not good at math.
Okay, I'm 82.
So there you go. So I think that's where I'm at. I don't know what that is mathematically. I have no idea. But yeah,
you're 5 years younger than me.
There you go. So the one thing, and I know I'm scatterbrained, but I'll get back on track real quick.
You're fine.
The metal scene shocked me because I don't know I don't know your history in the metal scene. For me, metal wasn't my thing. Metal when I was growing up, my first albums that I bought ever with my own money were the Temptations' greatest hits and Bob Marley's greatest hits.
Wow.
Those were my first two albums I ever bought. So that was kind of shaped my music path.
My music path is all over.
Oh, I bet.
Well, you got to understand. Okay, so my dad was in a rock band.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I grew up with him listening to Peter Gabriel.
Okay.
And like all like these different types of bands from him. And then my stepdad listened to The Doors and Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
My mom listened to Heart and, like Poison,
okay,
Bon Jovi. And then I grew up in the era of MC Hammer and Vanilla Ice and TLC and different stuff like that.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And then my grandparents are from West Virginia. So then I got Billy Ray Cyrus and Up to My Ears in Tears and all that fun stuff.
Hey, you're well-rounded, at least, as far as musically,
Yeah.
And I felt like once I hit high school around, Maryland, it just, I don't know, like I just, it wasn't, how do I say this? I was more tearing off the back roads with classic rock. That's where I went. You had your Skinners, you had your Black Sabbaths,
which I grew up with all of that as well. And then I also, since I was pretty much in Baltimore, and
Mhm.
you're further away.
Yeah.
So I was in the downtown club scene, so I got Baltimore club music as well. So I am just like a hot mess express. People that listen to my music list are like, how do we go from Elvis to Corn to, Poison, Belle Biv
Hey,
DeVoe?
that's I feel you on that. My playlists are schizophrenic as hell. Like, they're
Yeah,
just like push play. And
bipolar.
now I have Baby Shark on it on my music playlists, and the oh my god, this is
A
another.
veggie dance my son
Oh,
listens to. Oh my gosh.
there was one. I got way too excited over a kid's song. My son was watching Trolls, right?
Yeah.
Their latest one, and I was just like, whatever, just like in the background, just like, all right, I'm here. We're having a moment. You're having a moment watching TV. I'll have this moment with you. And it's the newest one, and the newest NSYNC song was on it, and I was like, damn it, like it's good. It's why is it catchy?
You're like,
Like shit. It's
you're like,
nostalgic.
Stop bopping.
Like stop.
What's
No,
happening?
no.
They did that for
Like,
the parents. You know that, right?
yeah. I'm just like, oh, this is just like, buy this movie. What am I listening to?
Oh, yeah.
So that's on my playlist now too. And I'm just like, oh my god, what have
So
I become? What have I become? But now it
yeah,
has Nightwish and Love Bites and Electric
me,
Callboy, and it
me
just
too.
it's filling it. It's filling everything out. But
My
I've
neighbors are probably like, "What happened since last year?" Because my playlist is insane now compared to because I've only been doing this for like 4 or 5 months.
okay,
So last year was this year's playlist out in the pool is like all
yeah,
over the
all of
place.
them. Yeah,
You got Ronald and then Electric Callboy,
Nightwish,
and then here
night,
comes Nightwish.
Nightwish by the pool. That's an epic pool party. Like
My neighbor hates us. It's cool.
I feel like you know. Oh my god, we're going in and out of stuff, but this is whatever. It's my channel.
Welcome to
Everyone
Baltimore,
listening,
hon.
yeah. Hey, look, this is all off the rails. This is how it's supposed to be. You know, um, you have to be in the right mind space for some of these songs,
I
and
agree.
I felt like when before I started the music reactions, I just didn't have the right headspace to absorb metal and break metal down like that. Like, let's
Agreed.
say the heavier stuff like Nightwish led me to find Epica, which is more of a harsh
I've done
vocal,
I've done Hepatica too.
which is more of a harsh vocals, and
Yes.
I stayed away from harsh vocals because I knew I didn't know enough to appreciate it. Like, I know that was a thing, people are slaying it in that community, um and it opened the door, and I was like, oh, I get it, and it helped soften the blow,
No,
and it
I
got me
understand.
used to it.
Well, I mean, I go from that to Ronald, and then you got Slaughter to Prevail.
Yeah. I
I
have never heard of them
I
before.
love Alex. I'm like, dude is the only person I know that can be like rocking a scar and a messed up eye, and it actually makes him look better.
Like a villain.
Well, well, because I mean that's just what and he they say like he's seems like he's not approachable, but he's Ronnie's like he's the nicest guy.
It's it's wild. And you know what though? Out of all the music scenes I've ever been a part of, right? The metal community is the closest, most family oriented community out there.
I agree.
Like, the most inclusive is the one that people are. I feel like for me, being an outsider approaching the metal community, is like, holy shit, here we go. Get
Yeah,
ready. I don't know what's gonna happen. But they were the most accepting, the most loving.
agreed.
And I'm like, where am I?
Yeah,
This is
I agree.
wild.
I'm like, you guys will totally like destroy each other in a mosh pit, but then you'll like give hugs and love.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're the same people that knit. You know what I mean? I'm like, what? I'm kidding. I knitted you
Okay,
no,
I
I know.
cannot picture Alex knitting me a sweater right now. Okay, bro.
I knitted you a friendship scarf. Like, what? Like, that would be epic, though. Holy
Yeah,
crap!
I wrestled this bear, but then I went and
Yeah.
knitted.
It's about the needlepoint, man. You gotta. It's like, oh my god, what?
Oh,
No,
that's
but I
hilarious.
absolutely love the metal community, and honestly, I love how interconnected all these bands are, especially
in the UK.
yeah,
Oh
yo,
it's ridiculous. I mean,
it,
like, I'm like, they all collab together and then they
yeah,
all disperse and they're all over and hanging out. I mean, it's to me, it's just awesome. I wish it was
yeah,
like that here.
yeah. No, I feel like over here, music is just so
Oh, it's like they're all rivals and want to
it's
battle.
it's all well because I feel like the industry made them that like that. There
This
was
is
just
true.
like you got to be cutthroat,
Yeah.
all that the only the cream of the crop. There's no helping each other. There's always
Which
backstabbing
is
shit
sad.
over here. Yeah, over there they did it right because
Yeah, agreed.
I don't know if you checked out Arion yet on your
I
channel,
did.
man. That
The
whatever
one
that is,
the one with the little heads. I don't know if you watched that one.
no, what?
I died. The one guy that's singing in it, he like has this one part, but he disperses himself into a bunch of little heads of himself.
Oh, is that the Everybody Dies?
I can't remember the name of it because I did it a
Oh my
while
god.
ago, but I could not. This was me the whole time. I'm like, don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh. I'm like, oh,
But
I couldn't help it.
like that group is like a like talk about a super
Well,
group.
well,
Arion
it's
is
not. Well, he's just the producer,
yeah,
and
it's a
then like,
collective.
and he plays the guitar, correct?
Yes.
So it's like he gets everybody together, and then they all just. I mean, like
Yeah.
it's insane.
But I mean you would never see that here.
I
This
know,
is
and I'm like,
like
who's this
the
person? Who's this person? Everybody's like telling me. I'm like,
the metal version of
what?
World Aid. It's like what is going on?
But they do it all the time.
Yeah. Oh my
Like,
god.
yeah, it's
It's
insane.
it's so nuts. I'm just like and that's so foreign to me. Like we were just saying, it's
Me
like
too.
that would never happen here.
No, everybody would be arguing and divoed
Yeah.
out and
Yeah.
blah, blah.
And I'm just like if you want to get a good taste of like the metal scene and like the vocal prowess of some of these people, watch one Arion song because you'll get them all.
Oh, trust
It's
me.
easier to see who's not there.
Yeah, they were just telling me all these people, and I'm like, this was before I got,
Oh
heavy into it. This was like in the very beginning, not like it was so long ago, but
yeah,
I've
a lot,
done
a lot of
a lot.
videos have passed. A lot of videos
Exactly.
have passed. Yeah,
Yes, that led me in the direction where I am now because I'm like, who's this person? Who's this person? And I'm
get it,
like, how many bands are in this band?
yeah. It's like what?
It's a
It's like
super
a
band.
Russian nesting doll. It's
Yeah,
like
like it's a
what?
super band.
It has to be. And I feel like that for a lot of these bands, I feel like they're more of a super group.
Yeah.
Like everyone is so insanely talented and they're all
And they
put
help each other.
together and they help each other. I'm like, this is
Mhm.
just one big movement. And their festivals over there are nuts. Did you
I mean, I can imagine. I mean, I get anxiety just looking at how many people were at the Wacken of 2013.
oh
I'm just
my
like,
god.
I'm
The
just like,
ocean of
yeah,
people.
I have so much anxiety. There's just no way. I mean,
I
I'm like, I'm
they
good. I'm good where I am. It would be great, but I would be like,
and people don't get that. Like I feel like a lot of our viewers don't live in the US. They're
no,
from
it would not be
across
as
the
chill as
pond.
that.
No,
Like,
that would never
it was
I
just,
there's nothing to compare it to.
no, it was just so beautiful. I'm like, everybody's so chill, just swaying and enjoying, and there's no insane craziness. I'm like,
No. It's just like, oh my god. What it is, like Nightwish is just an experience or Arion or Epica.
mhm,
And it's just like it's so large, it's so massive. And
yep,
I feel like I don't think I would have been ready to absorb this kind of music until I started doing this stuff where like I'm sitting down and I
agreed.
have the time. Let's go.
Well, because you got a headphones on and you're focusing, and then you pick up on things you wouldn't have really dove into if you would just listen to it on your own without really listening,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know?
And I
So,
feel like that's something that kind of shaped how I absorbed like early metal, where I'm like, it was just very for me, it was like loud and busy, and I'm like, I'm already living in this
see, I liked all
crazy
that.
and but I got that.
Corn, Limp
I'm
Bizkit, all that, yeah.
I
I
am
was
I am more I don't know. I need to be chill when I'm doing stuff. Right? Like that's where I'm like, I'm going laid back vibes. I'm going either country reggae vibes. Right? That's where I'm like, I can function, right? Because
well,
when there's a lot of
s
rage,
certain music's for certain times.
100%. 100%.
Like when I used to work at a place I didn't like, I would listen to Limp Bizkit break stuff every day going to that
Yep.
place.
Yep.
But it's not like that now,
And
because I work from home now.
I
Thank
feel like
goodness.
once I joined the military, it became Disturbed and Five Finger Death Punch. That was like they were the ones on my playlist. They helped me
Well, I
get my
mean,
stuff out.
Five Finger Death Punch also pays a lot of homage
Yes.
to that, all kinds of different organizations for soldiers, and they're awesome.
Oh yeah, they're one of my favorites just because
Yeah,
of that. Um, but yeah, no, it's pretty crazy how the music universe takes us and spits us out, and we think we're well versed in music
I did, but not anymore.
until not anymore. You're like, wow, there's so much more I have to discover,
Oh,
and
I
it's
mean, it just never ends. I mean, I get reaction requests from Patreons. I mean, I did one the other day that was in like an ancient language,
which one
and
was
it
that?
I
Was it
I can't even.
Hylung?
I think so. Yes, yes,
Holy crap! Listen,
yes. I was like,
beautiful, beautiful
beautiful.
band.
Yeah, it was like I was like, this is insane. I mean, it was so touching and beautiful,
Yeah,
and just the visuals, and I had no idea what they're singing about, of
no.
course.
No. If you saw that lady in the woods, though, I would run as fast as I could. I would be like, "This is it. I'm not dying
I
in this movie."
I wouldn't be in the woods to begin with.
Yeah, yeah. Like, hey, did
The
you
woods or
remember
the
that
ocean,
time? Yeah,
not
yeah.
happening.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I live
it's
in
funny.
Florida, and I never get in the ocean.
Oh no, 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 no. Florida, Florida. My God,
Absolutely not. Nope.
no. It's and that's being from Maryland, going to Florida, right? Is it? Is it?
It's a
when I
culture shock.
it's like Jurassic Park.
My
Especially where I feel like when I visit Florida, my dad lives in Florida, and I go there and I'm like, I see bald eagles, armadillos, alligators, and I'm like,
I didn't
armadillos.
I'm like, no Siams. I thought they were messing with me.
I, I'm just like,
It's a real
what?
thing. There's a real
Yeah,
bug.
yeah, yeah. It blows my mind. I'm like, what in the world
Well, I
is
feel like
this?
people think Florida is like beaches and palm trees, and you move here and you're like, it's horses
Yeah,
and fishing, and
fishing.
just not anything that I ever would have thought.
Yeah,
Because when I moved here, I'm like, I like salt life and fishing and mudding and all that, and I'm like,
what is
I
that?
I I'm like, I grew up where we don't go in mud like that.
Yeah, mud is a inconvenience over there. It's a
Mud is
currency.
Oh, I mean, they're like it putting their trucks in it and swimming in it, and I'm like, so like I was blessed to find my fiance that's from New Jersey
Ah,
because our
that's
first date, I'm like, do you mud? Do you
so what?
fish?
What?
And he's like, absolutely not. I don't like any of those things. And I'm like, okay, we can date. Thank God.
There you go. There you go. Oh my goodness. I
Yeah.
just it's funny, like not funny, it's terrifying. You go around what is it? What do they say? You have to assume that any body of water has an alligator in it. Like,
Oh, they don't even care about water. They'll just
yeah,
roam around and be in the street and get in people's pools, and that's why everybody's got those big giant things
yeah,
around their pool. Yeah, that way your
yeah.
gators don't just go in there and
That's
make a
so
new.
annoying. Like,
Yeah.
never in my life do I think, did you see the gator in the pool? Like, where are we living? Let's
Yeah,
move.
here it's
They've
just
been,
like an
yeah,
everyday thing.
that's
That,
absolutely crazy.
snakes, and coyotes.
Coyotes.
I can't let my dogs outside by themselves
That's,
because
well, yeah,
I have a Chiweenie,
yeah.
and
That's a
and
snack over there. That's snack
I'm
size.
like, my poor dog. I like coyotes, and like a possible bald eagle might take her.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Could you
Jesus.
imagine? Could you
Oh my,
imagine?
I would be
Jesus
throwing something
Christ.
at a bald eagle, going to jail.
Hitting the freedom chicken right in the head with
Oh,
a
I'm sorry.
flip flop.
I'm like, look, I know you're extinct, but you're getting a flip flop to the head today, buddy.
Dude, it's absolutely crazy. It's so different. And
Oh, it
people in
is.
the UK don't understand how literally how absolutely massive this country is.
Yes.
Like
I mean,
for
it is so
me
different.
to drive to Florida, let's say without the family, right? Because that does add a day of travel.
Well,
Um,
anytime you take a kid somewhere,
yeah,
it's an
it turns
adventure.
into a journey, a quest.
Yes.
You got to pick up the wizard and then get the hobbit and then throw the ring into the fucking
And
volcano.
you're like, how? What? This is supposed
Yeah,
to be a vacation?
yeah, like what?
You're over here with like.
Yeah, like give me alcohol. It's like I don't have a problem. No, but no, it's crazy. It takes me, I think, 16 or
18,
18 hours.
probably about 16. It probably takes 16 hours for me to go visit my dad in Maryland.
It's absolutely crazy. And it's like you get on a road, and then I love this part of the trip. It's like stay on this road for like
Forever.
200 something miles. You're like,
Yeah.
yep. And
Mhm.
that's when the playlist comes out. That's
Yeah.
when like music and that's that's where I originally that was my reaction. That's where I would learn and absorb music is on the road.
Yeah.
And
Well, when I listen to the radio, but I don't even listen to it anymore.
no,
I
no.
just have a playlist.
The radio is absolutely garbage right now.
I
I'm
haven't
not
listened to it in so many years. I can't even, you know.
I yeah, it's funny. My wife, when we do like our big clean of the house,
Mhm.
we'll just say, Alexa, play top hits, just for whatever,
I
just
don't
to
ever
pass
say
the
that.
time. And the
They're
stuff
horrible.
that comes out of it, it's kind of like an interactive moment because I'm always just screaming at Alexa, like, next,
Yeah,
next,
I'm like, "What
next.
is it? Anything but this, please?
Yeah, like, who is this? Like,
Little
never play this
whatever."
again. Yeah. Can you, like, Alexa, can you never, ever suggest this again or play this again? Yeah.
Like, if the first name starts with little,
Yeah.
just skip
Just
it.
please, please don't put it again. But yeah, no, it's pretty wild, this journey we've been on, especially on
No.
YouTube. Never in a million years did I ever think this would be a path that was able to be taken.
I mean, I kinda looked at it as, like, a fun thing to do on the side
Hmm.
because I'm like, I would never do this full time.
Hmm.
And I'm like, this would give me a way to be able to communicate because I work from home. So I'm not around people and I'm very social.
Yeah.
So this is my way of being social because I was a bartender for like 10 years. So,
Uh,
you know, I
there
want
you
to
go.
like
You-
communicate with people.
like, I'm gonna talk to someone. Isn't it the first? Is the it took me a long time to get used to this.
It is very weird.
It's like, because sometimes my father-in-law stops by and he sees my setup, and like he'll be talking with my wife, and I'll be down here just talking. He's like, "Who are you talking to?" It's like, actually, let me tell you something. I'm talking to no one. If you come down right now and look at my office, there's no one. I'm
Talking
looking
to
at a
myself.
wall. Yeah, I'm looking at a wall. I'm looking at a camera, hoping people someday will watch this. Because if no one watches this, I've had a schizophrenic breakdown.
Like, don't mind me because there is a lot of other people that are
Yeah,
talking to
yeah,
themselves somewhere as well.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And it's just so weird. I feel like kids are just like, nowadays the younger generation, like they get it and they're like into it more, but I had to like break that. I'm like, okay, someone will watch this, even if
Well,
it's myself. I'm
it
making a
was
bunch of self memos.
it was funny because I was like in a live and Eric's daughter came over and she's like, "Are you talking to yourself?" Because she's like 4. And he's like had to explain to her, like, "No, there's people on here that are writing. They're just not talking." And she's like, "You're just talking to yourself." She just like laughed.
Yeah,
She's like,
yeah,
"He's just insane."
yeah, yeah. And I'm just like, I was like, eventually there might be people that watch this.
Yes.
Eventually. So
Yes.
technically I'm not really talking to myself. Actually, no, technically I am 100%.
Yes. I'm
But no,
talking to myself for others to
for
hear it in
others
the
to
future.
hear it, and I'm like, let's not break this down again. It makes me feel weird. You know what I mean? It's like, let's
It's
just
already
not.
weird as it
It's
is.
already
Stop making
weird.
it
It's
more
already.
weird.
Let's not talk about this anymore. You know, like, oh my god. Anyway,
Ugh.
but so I noticed that you have done some cooking on your channel.
I did one. I've been slacking because NF concert
Yeah.
and I don't always feel that great. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Well. Hopefully there'll be more because that I love that kind of stuff. You know what I
well,
mean?
I'm working on it. I did get a sushi maker.
What?
Yes, because that was a request that I make sushi, and I've never done it before.
What is a
So
sushi maker?
well,
This is
it's
I don't know. I don't know anything. I was like, how much you pay him? Does he
no,
come over?
no,
Or
I'm
is it a
gonna make the
machine?
sushi. It's a machine that assists me, so my sushi rolls don't look sad.
Got it. Got it.
I got it on Amazon.
Like, I have a sushi maker too, but he works at the restaurant where I go get it.
I want to make sure that mine came from a clean kitchen.
Ah, got it.
Because every it seems like every restaurant now is just suffering so bad, and I feel like they're all on a list, and I'm like, I'll just eat at home.
Well, you know what though? I was thinking about this. It might make sense because like the whole the thing we all went through, kind of like killed the ambiance of a lot of restaurants, right? So there's not a lot of people. So health
Mhm.
inspectors must be like, we're not. Why don't we
Bro,
just go crack down?
oh, they are cracking down because I get like the news, and they'll send a report, and I feel like it's like the shame report. They'll just throw in the county I live in, they just throw everybody under the bus. They'll be like, Here's a list of everybody and how many times and who's been on it the most." And you're just like avoiding that
Oh
place.
man. Or it's like
They
you're
are
like, hey,
brutal here.
I love the pizza from that place. Go ahead. Closed last week. Fucking damn.
You're like, nope, they were on the list.
Oh jeez. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's funny.
Um
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not gonna do anything extravagant or anything. It just shapes like it has like the tube to be able to make the rolls, because so it'll compress it, and
mhm.
then it has the things to be able to, like, if you want to make the rice and put something on it, it compresses it to make it
Oh, there you go.
not look sad.
Oh, okay.
So
I've never had sad sushi, but I can imagine what that would look like.
you've never had sushi?
No, sad sushi. When you
Oh,
say
sad
sad,
sushi.
sad sushi, I've never really had sad sushi, but I can imagine
It's
it.
because they do it for a living.
Uh, well, I'm not culinarily inclined at all.
I
At all.
went to school for cooking,
What?
but now I do medical billing.
Hey,
That I
there
never
you
went
go.
to school. I never went to school for that at all.
Funny how life works out. Funny how life
Yep.
works out.
Yeah.
We started our YouTube journey as a fitness channel. Yeah,
I did hear that briefly,
yeah.
and
Fucking
I'm not gonna lie, I chuckled.
yeah. Oh yeah, dude. It's been the most successful failure I've ever had in my whole life.
Hey,
Like,
take it like it is.
holy crap. I was
Yeah.
like, well, working out. This is working. Whatever this is.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever's going. You know what? Like, why do we start this channel again?
Yeah, like, let's not talk about that either. Let's just not bring up certain subjects. Very touchy issues here. Okay.
Uh,
Like, how do we start? We don't
Whatever.
talk about that.
COVID happened, and it is
Yeah.
what it is, and
Yeah.
everybody was in their house, and I'm
Yeah.
not gonna be working out all the time.
Yeah. I'm like, listen, we fell off the little workout wagon, and it ran us over. No
Yeah,
shade.
it is what it
It
is. Hey,
happened to
you
a lot
found
of
one.
people.
I mean, we were already home so much because my youngest son is autistic, so we don't go out in big crowds anyway. So they're
Mhm.
like, "Oh, stay home." I'm like,
That
already doing that.
got it. Got that handled.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, doing what we're doing already.
It's
Okay.
it, it's funny because when the lockdown happened, we had just moved into an apartment near Meriwether Post Pavilion.
I know where that is. Yeah.
Oh my God. We thought we're like, oh man, we're going to be the young couple right next to the concert hall. And I'm like, yes, we get free concerts. And I was
All
like,
the time.
no. I was like, out of
It's
all
so
the
bad.
time. Because I mean, big acts go through there, and
Oh, I know. I saw
I was,
5-figure death punch there.
yeah, I was like, oh, this is going to be epic. And then nothing. I was like, oh, what a fucking, now we're just in a regular ass
Why did we
apartment.
even move here?
Yeah. Now we're just overpaying for an apartment.
Sad apartment with no music.
Yeah. It's like sushi. It's like sad sushi. Pretty
Sad sushi
much.
apartment.
Man. But yeah. Yeah, no, here's the other question. You went to go see NF, right?
Mhm.
Do a lot of these metal bands, do they make their way down there? Do they tour around you?
Yeah, but Ronnie was just here because he was at Rockfest.
Oh, okay.
Because when Ronald got released, because he knew this the whole time. See, I get so angry with him
Hmm.
because all he does when he comes here is goes to outside pavilions during the dead of summer. And I'm
Okay.
like, dude, can we get an indoor one? Because I'll die
Yeah.
because it's so hot outside.
What is he
So he,
doing outside? Jesus Christ.
well, see, this thing though is a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday event. It is like a whole 4 day
Oh wow.
constant bands back to back. Like they don't, you know what I mean? It's like they had Ronnie there, but then they also had Limp Bizkit there. It's just so
Oh,
many
okay.
artists. At each day they have artists. So I really wanted to go, but the thing was, he didn't come on until the evening. And half these people stay there in a
Yeah.
tent for days.
Yeah.
I'm like, to me, it's like a Woodstock. And I'm like, I love people,
Yeah.
but there's no way because my fiance is really, really big
Yeah.
because he's a wrestler and he's like 6'3". And if I feel like everybody wants to start something with him.
Oh my God. Oh, they're
So
like,
I'm
oh,
like,
they see the big guy. They're like, oh, let's poke the bear.
yeah, so let's go where everybody's been drunk for days and take him there and to go see Ronnie, and it would only
Great.
be him, you know. But I was so angry because I'm like, he knew this the whole time. Because I'm like, why is Alex and Tech Nine going to be there? Because he knew this whole time that he was
Yeah.
dropping that song and then he was going to play it there.
Oh
I was
my
so
God.
angry. I was so angry with myself. I'm like, why didn't I buy tickets?
So how far is that festival
It was in
from you?
Tampa, about an hour and
Tampa?
45 minutes,
Okay.
give or
All right.
take.
Yeah,
It's the same. It's really close to where I was for NF.
because we had Electric Callboy up here, and I
I know.
I missed it. I missed it. I didn't want to. I said I would.
They
I
don't
just
come here.
they don't. I felt so bad. I was like, out of all the
Ugh,
concerts I wanted to go to,
I would totally go to the. I would
but
be
I,
rocking
I
a wig
yeah. Oh, that and their
and my
live
80s gear.
performances are yeah, right.
They're even better. I mean, like even with NF, he's better live than he is normal.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? That's what I've noticed, like especially with let's circle back to the Nightwish community, right?
Hmm.
Their lives are live
I
is
yeah.
phenomenal. It's like
I've never heard somebody sound like that live.
I almost forget it's live. And I'm like,
Yes,
dude,
until you hear the people in the background cheering, you're like, oh yeah, that's right, this is live.
this is live. Like holy crap. And it
Yeah,
and that's like a common theme of all the like symphonic metal genres, like live performances just sound so epic. They're so
yeah,
amazing, so big. And I'm like,
agreed.
man, have you had a chance to I guess you did one of the studio versions of Nightwish, right? The first one.
Yeah, I've done a couple. Well, I've done a couple, throughout all the different front people that they have. I've done
Hmm.
some, with Annette. I mean, all of hers are all studio. So,
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, I'm not throwing shade towards
No,
her at all, but everybody
it,
that requests them, they're all studio.
pretty much all studio. But I mean, there's a time and place for that, and they
It
did
is.
very well in the studio,
No,
apparently.
no. I mean, I agree. I mean, what like it's hard for me to watch a reaction and post it and it be negative because I will watch something and I try to have an open mind because I'm like, okay, let's see where this goes. Cause I may not at the time, like the first reaction I did to Annette, I'm not going to lie. I was like, I wasn't like
It's
it was almost like disappointing because you've seen the other two and how opera they are. And it's
mm,
just like the songs were not built for her voice.
yeah,
Not that she can't sing,
no,
they're just not tailored for
yeah,
her. And I felt bad for her.
yeah. I
That's
was like,
why I didn't throw any shade
yeah,
towards her because she did really the ones that he wrote for her. Good,
yeah, yeah.
you know.
It's crazy how like especially them like their path like their shoes are so massive to fill. Like
I couldn't
a,
imagine being
like
her.
a net filling Tarja's shoes or Tatica's shoes or however you say it. Like that's
Taria,
massive.
Taria,
And
trust me, I've been schooled a lot.
and then like Floor stepping in where she take over Colorado, was that her first US debut, right?
I know that it was I don't know. I watched the Learn the Set in 24
Hmm.
hours, but I can't remember which show that was. But I mean, they didn't even put her on, and they toured with her for a while
Yeah.
before they considered her official.
Yeah. And so like for her to step in, fill those shoes, and I'm like, wow, it's so you got for me, I'm a fan of Nightwish, like the band
Yes,
Nightwish in all of its iterations, because
correct.
you can't have one without
Yep.
the other.
That's what
They
I tell people,
the whole
if
package.
Annette didn't step in, they might not have been where they are, that Floor would have stepped in.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you can't really throw shade towards her because she
Mhm.
carried, and can let them continue to be where they're at, or we might not have them at this point. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I applaud all of them.
Have you ever had a band that you came across so far where you're just like, it's gonna take a little bit of time for me to come
I don't
around
want to
on them?
say because it's going to be so bad.
Oh no! Listen, I did. Okay, well let me step out here first on this landmine. Um,
Okay.
I did a top 5 video, right? I did a top 5 video of bands that are influential to the channel, and maybe we'll change what I just asked you to that, right? Maybe I
It's
think
fine.
I did a top 5, which you don't do because you basically pin everyone against each other, and you would have sworn I punched people's firstborns in the throat. I like because they thought that like this list was like my top 5 go to, and I'm like, no, 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 no.
These are the top 5.
Influential to the
Yeah.
channel. It's like, how am I going to make a top 5 and leave Led Zeppelin off or Queen off? Like
Yeah.
this
I don't
influential
even
to
have a
the
top
channel.
5. It would be too hard.
Yeah, and it's like I have top 5 like number ones like
Mhm.
on the channel, and it was the first was Epica, second was Nightwish,
Mhm.
third I had Electric Callboy, Love Bites, and Sabaton.
Those are
And
all good.
those
I
and
mean,
that
really good.
and it's because those led me to everyone else. Like
I
those
agree.
are like the beginning of the thread. You start pulling and you're like, oh, here's this band, here's this band.
Yeah,
And it's
agree.
and I just feel like it's interesting how some fan bases, right?
They're
Uh
extreme.
can be extreme, which I applaud.
I
I
do.
applaud. I mean, if I'm a member of a band, if I'm the lead of a band, I want
Mhm.
my fan base to be my fan base, like
Yeah,
I get
they're
and
your
that's
fans.
yeah, that's badass.
Yeah.
But on this side of things, holy crap.
It could be
Holy
very
crap.
they see a lot more than I see sometimes, and I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
like, okay, Bandmade, I like their music, but I'm not like, they have a very, very hard following. They're just not my cup of tea.
Which is
I
perfectly
like
fine.
Yes, I prefer Love Bites compared to them. Not
Yeah.
saying that they're very talented ladies. They're great. It's just I don't it's just my taste. And
Yeah.
that's my taste. But I mean, I've reacted to a lot of their songs. They're great.
Yeah.
It's not something
Eh,
I would listen to on my own time.
yeah. Hear me out on this. Like there's very few songs from the YouTube channel that make it onto my truck playlist.
Agreed.
And it's not anything to do with the bands. It's
No.
like, what am I trying to accomplish out there in the wild, doing dad shit, husband shit, just chore
Mhm.
stuff? I
Yeah.
don't have time to immerse myself in the world of Nightwish most times.
Yeah.
I need more of Electric Callboy, just focus, vibe, and get shit done. You
No, I
know?
mean, just like I Falling in Reverse is my favorite band, and I can't do reactions really to his stuff because I am in the
You're
UK.
current. You're like, oh yeah, and oh, what in the UK? What?
I mean, like my channel, we're in
Oh,
the
oh,
UK, mostly because most of everything I react to is more tailored to the UK metal bands and bands that are in the UK. Not that many that are actually in the US because there's
yeah,
not that many metal bands here.
no,
Ronnie is like a diamond in the rough here.
yeah, for sure,
You
for
know,
sure. And what a diamond, because you can't put a genre on him, and I like that about him. It's like, holy
yeah,
crap.
and I mean, I'm a girl, so and he's
There
nice
you
to look
go.
at. So
there you go. I feel like it's a shame because I love his music, and it's just it's a tough sell when you're doing, at least for me, like you have all these different suggestions, requests that you got to get to, and you come across something that you think is going to be absolutely a banger.
well, it is to me, but not to everyone else.
Yeah, and or here's the best part. If I can pick apart something real quick, I love the people that are vehemently like for a certain person, and then when that said video drops, no one watches it, and I'm like, what's going on, everybody? What's happening
Yeah.
here? And
Oh, I know. Even
and
I'll get paid requests and I'll tag the person and they don't even comment.
yeah,
And I'm like, bro, you paid me to react to this and you're not even gonna comment.
it it, it absolutely blows my mind what's going on out there. But whatever, people YouTube different, and I'm like, okay, it is what it is.
I to me, this is just fun.
Yeah,
So
it's 100%. My journey on our channel started with, I wanted to like visit the classic rock greats, like the legends. I
it's
wanted to see them.
hard to do it though, because
Yeah,
there's
oh yeah.
so many copyrights on their stuff.
Holy shit, yeah. I didn't even know that landmine, like that minefield, before I even jumped into it. But
Yeah,
but I wanted to do the legends, the classic rock legends, but a
mhm,
live performance, not studio. Because like I know
gotcha.
the studio, but I
Well,
was like,
yeah, it's not
put a
live is completely
yeah,
different.
I was like, put a gun to my head and show me these people. I probably couldn't tell you who they are because I've
Mhm.
never seen them. I've only heard them, and that's where I started, and no one was there for it. And I was like, that's cool. It's cool. I grew
Yeah.
up with those songs, and I thought it was going to be a hit. Nope.
Nope.
Then Nightwish came, and then I was like, all right, well, I guess we're on this train. But I tried to start with classic rock.
Well, I mean, I started with Nightwish because my
Yeah,
dad,
yeah,
I was like, "What song do you think I should start with?" And I didn't know anything about Nightwish, and he was like, "Oh, well," he had been trying to get me to listen to them, but of course, I didn't.
yeah,
And I was like, "All right," and then I didn't realize the
yeah.
cocoon that it would become just from reacting to one song.
Yeah. It's like, oh, here's like what is it? A life altering band
Yeah.
that will forever shape your music trajectory.
Thanks, dad.
There's no warning. There's no nothing. You just cold, just right into it. Like
Yeah.
no easing me into this. Like no warning.
Well,
Just here it is.
I know my 23-year-old is like, when I showed him Electric Callboy Hypa Hypa, he's like, "What is your dad doing in his life?"
Yeah. It's
He's like playing video games, listening to all this
yeah.
crazy music
It's
because
it's
he's almost 65.
that's awesome. That's absolutely that's so badass that your
But
dad
you
let
but you saw the
wish
picture
and
I sent you of
yeah,
him.
yeah. I'm like,
You
yes.
can you can taste the pleather.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god, how many fake animals were killed
I'm
to
like,
make that?
yeah, that's
Loved
insane.
loved the animal patterns, massive.
I I know, trust me. He's sending me like he had sent me his vinyl collection and then he's sending me all of his like band stuff, which I have no idea what Pandora box that's going to be.
There you, oh, oh,
I
that'd
should
be
do like an
awesome.
unboxing of that.
You totally should.
I
Oh
never
my
even thought
god.
about that when I got these.
Uh,
When I opened this box, there was so many Bill Cosby
oh my god.
comedy vinyls in this thing. I'm like, "Dad,
This didn't age. This box didn't age well.
I was
This.
like, I said, I'm occasionally going to throw one in the back and see if anybody notices.
Oh god. Oh shit.
Oh,
Oh, dude.
oh my gosh. But the Jimi Hendrix he's had since he was 13 years old.
That's absolutely
Jimmy
crazy.
has been through some stuff, bro.
I bet. I bet, man. I
He's
bet.
chilling next to Ronnie.
There you go. Oh man, that's awesome.
Uh,
That's awesome. But
but yeah, I was like, 4 records, really?
you
Is that
you totally
necessary?
you 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 absolutely totally need to do an unboxing and a listen
I should.
along. Ask your dad not to copyright strike you.
Oh.
Let at least one song go through. Like, Pops.
Oh, I like the
swear
song.
to God.
I wish I probably couldn't because it probably would have copyrights on it. But the little snippet, but you don't have Facebook. But
No,
I couldn't send it to you. But it's I let me and my fiance listen to it, and I'm like, why weren't you bigger than you were? And he's like, you're looking at the reason right here. I'm like, way to like make me feel bad.
Well, now, like, well, damn.
Sorry, I messed up your career.
My bad.
It's all right. I'll just display your vinyl. It'll be fine.
Like, Dad, you're saying a lot about a you problem. That's a you problem.
I'll unbox your stuff on my YouTube channel. It'll be fine.
Redemption, Father. Redemption. There you go.
Show everybody your pleather and your animal print.
Hey, I love that. Like,
and your feathering of your hair. He used to get perms all the time. It's so
bro, the perms. Well,
luckily, my stepmother was a hairdresser, so.
Oh my god. That those perms, man.
Oh
Jesus
my gosh.
Christ. Defined an era over here.
Bro, I probably have not as much hair because of the perms that I got when I was young. Drenched. Looking like a poodle.
But hey, still to date though, one of the most iconic perms has to be Bob Ross, right? Like
Pretty Little Trees. Let's put up a little.
Did you know?
Right here.
Did you know that you could go out there at some point and buy a Bob Ross energy drink? I'm not obviously not sponsored, guys. Just letting you know.
Bob Ross has an energy drink.
Yeah, I bought it. I'm never gonna open it because I don't want energy like Bob Ross. Because that's an oxy-fucking-moron.
Yeah, because you would be like, I don't know what to do right now. I want to paint a pretty little tree, but I'm all jacked up.
I'm all fucking hyper, and I want to take a nap. I might cry.
You're just aggressively painting.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, that blew. I saw it and I was like, I had to buy that.
I would have bought it too.
Like, I'm never gonna fucking drink it. That probably tastes like gasoline and paint thinner.
Yeah, I mean, Bob Ross. He's been gone for a long time, but they really exploited him for like every dime they could get out of him.
Not gonna lie, one of the best channels I've ever subscribed to, Bob Ross, and it's always live.
I used to watch him all the time when I was younger, and I'm like to myself, I'm like, I don't know. Growing up in the 80s, I feel like we got to experience a lot more wonderful stuff than kids nowadays.
Oh yeah, now it's all like factory made. It's all
everything is just.
Did you have lamb chops play along, or is that too late?
Yes.
Okay. That was.
I had a lot of more forced. Oh yeah. I mean, you get. I don't even want to get the song stuck in my head because it'll never go away.
Oh, it never ends.
It literally never does. I used to have this stuffed animal.
Did you? Oh man.
Oh my gosh, man! I wish I still had my Barbie collection. I had Michael Jackson. And his full, because I used to be a hardcore Michael Jackson fan.
Yeah. He
had his own Barbie doll at one point. It had the red leather with the glove. It disappeared magically.
Oh, man.
But my mom's a bipolar narcissist, so.
There you go.
Whatever. But I used to have the 90210 dolls and all. My Barbies were bougie.
Oh, man. Hell no. But then again, I see all these like retro. I love this space that we're on, this YouTube space. It's perfect for people with ADHD because there's videos like that shit, like unboxing or retro toys, like, and I'm like, I used to play with that when I was a kid, and I'm like, now it's worth how much? And I'm like, and it kills me.
I know. I get so mad. I had like a She-Ra Princess of Powers castle. I mean, I'm talking Care Bears, all kinds of stuff that now would probably be worth like who knows how much.
Probably tons of money.
My mom's got it probably hidden in her garage somewhere.
Yep. But anytime I need something to like bring me back down, like humble myself. There's my wife bought me a watch, right? This watch, and I went to go check to see how to set it. It's like 82 fucking million views, and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, what? Like, that's a guaranteed 2 views every year. because of daylight savings time. And
That's
I'm like,
hilarious. It's
I'm
the
like,
small things.
it's the small things. And I'm like, how
Yes.
many time zones and how many people have this watch and this? And I'm like, man,
That is hilarious.
whatever. So yeah, there's definitely something out there for everyone, and that's terrifying. But
Hey,
yeah,
I mean, trust me, I have YouTubed many of things and learned how to do stuff.
that's like I was saying this in my other talk is that like I used to use wow, I used to use YouTube. Wow, that was
And
way too
I'm the
hard.
one that's had like 2 sips of wine and he's over
Yeah,
here like
I'm like, "Blah." No, I'm forget it. Forget that sentence. I'm moving away from that. I used to use YouTube as a for hacks, like
like
how
how
to do
to.
stuff,
Yeah.
how to's.
Yes, exactly. Me too,
Now,
because I'm visual.
yeah,
I can't read something. I got to see somebody doing it.
yep. And now it's like my YouTube is it's if I don't go into YouTube with a plan, I come out the next day like
Yeah.
looking like
I
Robin Williams in Jumanji, just
yeah.
straight up like,
Well, mine would be like I get stuck with, cuz I go in a lot of reactors chats
mhm.
because you kind of probably sounds mean, but half the time I don't even pay attention to what the reactors are doing.
No, yeah,
I'm talking to the people,
yeah,
communicating, and you kind of build a community with certain people and you know who they are, so I get sucked into the vortex of just chit chatting with people about stuff,
yep, yep.
and that like my fiance like, what are you doing?
Like I'm not listening. I'm networking.
I'm like,
Yeah,
listen, Linda. I'm like, I am now, I was this morning, I was talking to Eric's fiance. I was talking to his mom last week because I become friends with all of them, and then as you become friends with everybody in the chat, and then, you chit chat about stuff.
it's amazing how like eh, how really how connected we all are, and it like forget.
The
I know
reaction community is strong.
I have I have I have said that so many times, but it's like for real. Like we're
It
not that.
is.
We need to start talking more amongst ourselves, just
I
as much as
agree.
the people in the comments talk amongst themselves, because everyone in the comments knows everyone else, and they all like on the live chat. On my
Mhm.
live chat, I basically go live and just let them have their moment.
I
It's like
know. And
it's
if I
not for
pop
me.
in there,
It's
they
like
know who I am
yeah,
and vice versa,
I'm just like dude,
because
catch
everybody
up.
knows everybody.
Yep, it's kind of like a catch up. Like I'm here, I'll say some bullshit, and I probably won't even say it right. And you guys say hi to each other, and like that builds the community. And I
Yep.
wish that we on this side of YouTube did that, connected
Well,
as much as everyone else.
not everybody feels like everybody's on the same level,
That's true. There's some of that,
Like
which is
I'm
absolutely
small
ridiculous.
potatoes.
Well, we all are until you have the world population that is on YouTube in your subscriber count.
Mhm.
You're still small potatoes. Like I'm sorry, like we're not bigger than anyone. We're like
No.
just it's like it'll
And
become
you
your time
you can lose it at any time because
anytime.
YouTube is so wonky. I
Yeah,
mean,
man.
when it comes to stuff, I mean, that's why I don't appeal things
Yeah,
because
it's
I am so scared I'm going to, and this is what they don't understand on the other side of that. If you don't word things correctly or do something correctly, then you could possibly lose
yep
what you have. And it's to me, it's not worth losing what I've gained
built. Yep,
just for one video.
yep. Like I had some of this is okay. Like I have reacted to a very talented sister band from Mexico called The Warning.
I've
You
watched
know,
them too. I
yeah,
love them. They're
they're
awesome.
absolutely amazing. But
Yes.
I do full concert reactions, right? And I never have any hope, and I never have any kind of pipe dream to ever get them monetized, ever. It's not because it's not
They
for
don't
me.
understand what that is though.
Yeah, it's like it's not for me. It's
No,
for the experience. It's for the community to
correct.
like rewatch this concert, and I'll be a part of it, and I can talk with you guys in the chat. It's more of a bringing together of the community.
Yeah,
Well,
I agree.
they had just signed up with Lava Records,
Mhm.
right? In that time, and they just took that video down. And I was like, oh man, and it kills me. because everyone's like, you should do this. And I'm like, I did that, man. I did the
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
shebang.
They don't, but people on the other side of this don't understand, which I try to explain to them. I mean, I've had to screenshot like an actual copyright denial and show it to a Patreon. Like, I'm sorry, I can put this on Patreon, but I can't put this on YouTube. I am not. They're like, oh, I see it on other channels. Yes, they probably
Yeah.
appealed it and stuff like
I
that.
love that. Don't
I'm
you love that? Like,
and I'm like, look, just even if they appeal it, doesn't mean anything.
yeah,
I mean,
I
I've
love that.
seen even Cliff. I mean, Cliff Beats, because I know
Mhm.
you're doing an interview with him too, aren't you? Or a
It
talk.
depends. Like if his schedule and my schedule align. Same with
Yeah.
Riker Road. If their schedules and my schedule aligns, we'll
But
get to talking.
but yeah, I mean, he literally got on a live and showed everybody what he was going through with his girlfriend, and him did a live together. It had like 100K views, and it's a song he's done, an Eminem song, and they took it down because Eminem cussed, and it couldn't be monetized because of that.
Yeah. See, and this is my big issue. And this is why, like, I kind of want to rally all the people on this side of YouTube, like all
Yep.
in our little niche. It's
Mm-hmm.
because, like, there's no clear-cut way to help each other out, because what works for you doesn't mean it'll work for me. And that's
No.
the thing that people don't understand. It's like, look, this person did it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but like Racker Road, when they did when Ronnie dropped, because Ronnie has watched their stuff,
Yeah.
and I mean, tons.
Yeah.
And then I'm over here hanging out with like barely any.
Yeah.
It just it depends on
Depends.
the people that are following you, what they're following you for. You know,
Yeah.
you want to know why I followed you?
Oh, well, yes,
Because
I
of that
do.
Maryland flag behind you, bro.
Hey, that
Because I'm like, you are definitely from Maryland if you got that up.
I literally have it everywhere. Maryland
because
is everywhere. We put
people
it on
don't
everything.
people don't realize when you're from Maryland, the flag is like, my girlfriend got married to those colors.
Yeah.
It is a staple. It is. I don't know why Maryland is obsessed with the flag.
Because we don't have anything else. No, I'm kidding.
We're like, we have seafood and a flag.
Our taxes are the highest ever. We
Move
pay for
here.
these colors. We pay for these colors through
We're
the
like, we are
ass.
sporting it everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah. I mean, I even got the brand ambassadorship from Route 1 Apparel, which is that's where we put our flag on shit. You know, so it's like, you know.
Tell me you're from Maryland without telling me you're from Maryland. I'll go first.
It's ridiculous. It's like, I don't know where I'm from, but look at my background. I swear to God. And you know, that's the reason. I had one Maryland thing in the background at one point. And I'm like,
I remember it was smaller.
I was smaller. And I'm like, you know what? It's when I get to be boring, my background at least isn't boring, because the Maryland color is all fucking over the place.
Yes, because that was like the first thing that drew me. I'm like,
yeah.
And my dad too. My dad's like, oh yeah, I'm subscribed to his channel. I'm like, it's us Marylanders stick together.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. To be honest,
I miss the seafood. Oh my gosh, they don't know what to do to seafood here.
No one knows about Old Bay. No one knows.
I laugh every time I see Maryland style crab cakes. I'm like,
yeah. Like, what?
I beg to differ, sir.
Yeah, I got the Old Bay thing right there. That repping the Old Bay right there. Come on, it's like I am the Maryland channel.
Oh, trust me, I know. I mean, when I started this channel, the reason why I don't get too usually in depth with the reason for my color scheme. So a lot of people don't know I have lupus. And purple butterfly is like a universal for that.
Okay,
so
cool.
That's my way of supporting, other people that have it.
I did not quietly. Just take cool like you had it. I'm sorry. I like. Please understand that everyone listening. Okay,
it's so cool that you have it.
Cool. Like, no, man. Like, timing is everything.
I know what
sorry.
You meant.
That's cool.
No, don't be sorry. It's fine.
Okay.
Oh.
That's terrible. Awesome. Like, no.
So great that you have an autoimmune thing that makes you sick sometimes.
So sorry, dude.
I was born in the 80s. We don't get offended that quickly.
Okay, good. Thank God. I tend to forget nowadays. I'm so programmed.
Yeah. And then the broken butterfly wing is because I lost my first channel. I was almost at 1,000 subscribers when they took
Oh,
it. So the broken butterfly wing symbolizes rising again
got it.
and persevering, because I did not want to start over again after they took it.
I couldn't imagine.
I
I
was
couldn't
so
imagine.
defeated.
That's to be that
And
close. To
yeah,
be
and then it's like you don't realize, like people don't realize mic and its sound and everything. You know what I mean? Like
and
it
and the time behind every video. Like think of the reactions and guys watching and listening at least to this point. If you're still around, thank you. Like, look, think of like YouTube as an iceberg, right? Like what you see is the tip that's
Mhm.
sticking out of the water. There's 90% of it that you don't see. The work is
Yes.
behind the video, and
Yes.
I feel
And I
like
don't know how to edit.
yeah,
So
it's like one
what you
take.
see is what you get.
Oh man,
I
yeah,
don't edit nothing.
no,
So if I mess up or say something wrong,
it stays in.
I know how to edit to put my intro in and to put it that it makes it look better.
Mhm.
But if I mess something up, I will have to start over again or do something over, because it's just I don't know enough. And with working full time, and
Yeah, there's
I can't sit here and dive
like,
into.
where's the time to do
There
it?
is no time. It's barely enough time to do what I'm doing now,
Yeah,
and people without people getting angry at me.
yeah, yeah.
you know,
That was one of the things that caused me to burn out the first time is that like I didn't put a cap on the type of rabbit holes and how many I dove down. And then
you have to.
what ended up happening is I like segmented different fan groups and I felt bad because it's like one day we would have this band and next day we'd have this band and we'd forget about one and I'm like, "Oh my god." So I was pumping out 6 reactions a day for 3 months and I'm like,
Yeah, that's insanity.
I'm burnt. Like there's no more
I
left."
s- I see a lot of channels that get a lot of subscribers really, really quick, but then they burn.
Yep.
I would rather get them a little at a time and not burn out, because I don't want to react and like be like,
Next.
yeah, I'm just like, there's no emotion because
Yeah.
I'm not really there.
Yeah.
I want to
Exactly.
be reacting or there's
Yeah.
no point.
It's an amazing thing like to plug in and do what we do and sometimes I like it's hard for me like cuz I've definitely worked a lot harder in my life, at doing something. Sweat a lot more, required a lot more blood to do to actually work. And this sometimes when I feel like I'm complaining about it, I feel like I'm playing the smallest violin out there,
Well,
but
because
it's
people that don't do it don't realize the amount of frustration that you put in behind the scenes of what you're doing,
and
honestly,
it's yeah,
until you do it.
and then there is no expectation or thought of payback. Like this is going to be worth it. No, I do this because I like it.
I haven't even hit $100, and I've
It
been doing this for 4 months.
yeah, it's absolutely crazy. So
I
that
do it because I love the music and I love the people and I enjoy new music. I'm
yep.
not okay, the money, it doesn't really, unless you really, really know what you're doing and you really go through the editing process, which I will never do.
Yeah,
It's just more for fun, and
yeah,
having connection with community.
yeah. That's what it is. That's really what it is. Like anyone that does a music reaction channel has to really enjoy music and what they do.
I love
um
music.
because without that love of music it a
You can
waste of time.
tell. You can tell when somebody, like some of these channels, you can tell when they have absolutely no interest and
No,
how
there's
fake
no
it is.
connection. There's no connection and you're like you're a
People can
robot.
tell.
Yep.
People can tell. Like,
Yeah.
even like Gabriel, like after I started going down backwards,
Hmm.
he commented on one of my like Taria reactions, and he's like, "Look at you going backwards." He's like, "Mm-hmm." He's like, "Gonna be stirring that pot, like, mm-hmm."
Yep.
But he's like, a lot of people don't always do that though. They stick with Floor and then that's
That's
all they
it.
do.
Well, because
But
then at that point it's on to the next thing that's happening, and it's
correct.
like
But I
it.
loved the band, so I
Mhm.
wanted to see their history.
Yep. Yep. I feel like that's a that's a respect thing.
Yeah.
You know,
I
it's
mean,
like if I like this band, I want to know more about this band. This is how I would normally find
yeah.
out about a band.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't find out about Falling in Reverse until Watch the World Burn came out. And now I've
Dude.
gone back and gone all through his catalog. And I'm like, dummy, where were you?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but I think when they came out, I was listening to more like R&B and
Okay.
rap, more like Biggie and Tupac and all that stuff.
Mhm.
I kind of went through stages,
Yeah. Well, we definitely all did. We
so I
definitely
was
all did.
just, yeah. So,
Yeah. Well,
but we
stay
said
busy.
we were gonna talk about reaction. Whoop.
Well, that
That was
went out the window.
that was a lie.
We flushed that right down the toilet.
I
That went
know.
right out the gate. But that just
And
means we have more to talk about on a different podcast or
correct.
chat.
Yes, but yeah, I definitely want to start doing something besides just doing, music reactions.
Oh yeah.
So I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm there for it. Like anytime you have something new, let me know and I'll throw it in the community post. Guys, if you're still watching, make sure you pay attention to channel's community posts,
Yes,
please. It's the best way to stay. And my whole thing is be
I didn't
part.
learn about till later.
Yeah, yeah. Be a part of the community, not just
Yes,
subscribe to the channel. That's
correct.
that's it. There's a step further than just hitting the subscribe button. If you
Yes,
like the channel and you like to support the original content creator and also us, like check out the community post because
yeah,
we flood that thing with information that you guys ask about all the time.
yeah,
So yeah, I don't know. But anyway, anytime you have something new going on, let me know and I'll throw it up. I'll shut you out on the community
yeah.
post and
I'm thinking about maybe starting a different page just for podcast because I don't want to flood my current channel because it's not going to do well.
no.
So because they're here for music, they're not here for something else.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I have to throw around some ideas. I mean, I like doing cooking, but I don't know. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the formula that
I
it
do more
takes,
now, definitely.
and it's like, is cooking, even though you enjoy it, is that something you can do all the time, every day, multiple, like,
Well, it's hard because I have 3 dogs. I have a 10-year-old, and then I have a fiance, and we don't have basements.
mm, mm.
So this used to be my 23-year-old's room, but he moved out. So now this is the studio.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
So
Well, like I said, anything new, like, I feel like this is one of many. We'll just make this thing. You have the key to the channel. Hit me up, and we'll put you
yeah.
back on the channel for a talk whenever.
Yeah, then we
Whenever
won't talk about reactions.
Yeah, hey, and we won't talk about reactions next time.
Honestly, it just goes where it goes sometimes, even though you don't purposely do
And
it.
it just always ends up with Nightwish. Something. It just always.
Well,
You
they're just
can't.
amazing.
Yeah, they are. They are. I agree
What can you
100%.
say?
You know.
I mean, I'm glad I'm on the journey that I'm on because there is definitely a lot more music that I've gained than I would have if I would have started my channel differently.
Yeah.
I don't think that I would have gained as much as musically.
No. It's.
I mean,
It's
I don't want to react to songs that I already know and I know so
no.
much, Here, I mean, obviously, I told you, like, my family was all over the place, so there's like hardly anything I haven't heard.
But definitely stuff from across the pond is like new
Definitely,
territory.
yes,
100% new territory. And for me to like, well, less so for me. I'm not as musically rounded, you know. So I feel like there's a lot of stuff I'm stumbling into like as
yeah.
we speak. I'm just like, what? I'm just like, what else? What else? I thought I knew, and like I did not know at
There's
all.
there's so much. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get requests sometimes. Like I got a Peter Gabriel one and I'm like, I have to look at that because I'm like, I'm sure I've already reacted to that. I let my Patreon know. I'm like,
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
listened to a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's hard.
If I've ever heard something, it doesn't make it on the channel. Everyone's
No.
like, a lot of people are like, where the Harry Mack reactions. Like, I'm not going to give them to you because I'm up to date.
Yeah,
I'm like,
and
I'm current.
that's what, like, NF. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but I could never do any. I've listened to every single song he's put out.
Yeah. And I'm
And
not about to bore people with a review. Like, that's
no.
not doing that.
And you can tell when people have listened to it before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Their mouth is moving.
Yeah, their mouth is moving. I'm like, you lying. You know? Oh, man.
Yeah.
But,
It's definitely not genuine, but
yeah.
no, this was awesome, but
Yeah.
we'll have to do it again and make it about a different
Yeah.
subject.
This is just the topic
This is the
of
beginning.
reactions. Reaction
Yes.
topic, chapter 1.
Well, I mean, I just started, so, it's a learning curve and you know
Hey.
more about it than me, so.
Barely. I feel like the more I'm in this, the less I've realized I know. And that's how my life has worked completely. But
I know, but
I'm
to
hitting a
me
lot of branches on the way down. I know which ones to hit and which ones to avoid. Which ones you should hit, which ones you want to dodge.
That's funny because it's like the ones that are above you, I don't even look that high.
Yeah. I was just like, what?
I'm like, you're so fancy. And you're like, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Hanging on with Scotch tape.
You know way more than me, sir.
Not at all, not at all. But listen, thank you so much for carving out some time, especially out of your hectic, busy day. Time is precious, so I do appreciate it.
Everybody's dying for me to get off so they can be loud and talk on their Oculuses.
Yes.
And my son was just like, oh.
No, still going.
Yeah.
But listen, much love, guys. Make sure you check Purple Butterfly with the Broken Wing out. Links in the description, and I will probably pin your comment, on the video, so it's like right there. And check out her journey. We're all on this journey together, but we each have our own individual branches.
Just don't go up all the way back to the beginning because it was rough. My mic sucked and I sound like I was underwater.
Oh, dude, we've all been there. You got to get those videos out of the way. Everyone has those.
It's a learning curve.
Yep. But
so
thank you so much, Tiffany, for just taking your time. It's been a pleasure. It's been going on. You have officially become the longest podcast we've had on the channel.
Sorry.
So guys, if you guys are here, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe.
I'm sorry.
and go to her channel and check her out. Make sure you join her on her journey and become part of her community as well. And guys,
and vice versa.
Thank you.
Yes,
and make sure
vice versa.
Unplug and do something legendary. And I will see you all in the next video. And thank you again for hopping on. Bye.
Bye, everybody.